of my senior internship this past semester. How did I find my mentor? Like these other kids, I waited to the last second. Don't do that. It's not good. Go to spin. Even now, you guys are able to go and observe freely as long as you have permission of the interpreter. So go and do that. Establish those connections now, so you're not panicking waiting to the last minute to set up your internship. This is my mentor. This is Heather Gruber, aka one of the best humans I know. And she was my mentor throughout the semester, and she freelances in Rochester. Not only was I blessed with one interpreter, but I was blessed with 5 of them throughout the semester. Chris Kelly, Jen Bish, Kate Peterson, and Lola Johnson, sorry. And this is our little cohort, or the squad, whatever you want to call us. So, hours. I came into the semester a week late before I actually started an internship, mostly because I was stuck at home due to some issues, and I only came in at the start of the semester. It's not the worst thing in the world. Don't panic if that's the circumstance you end up in. It can be done. You can finish internship with all of your requirements. You just have to commit and work through it. You're going to be putting in long days, but that's okay because it's supposed to be hard. It's internship. So for my A hours, I completed 57.25. For my B hours, 205 hours, 0.75. And for C hours, 86.5. Altogether, my number was 103.25, and I will remember that because that is the day I thought I was going to cry in the library as people saw me logging my last hours. So for A hours, I did Rochester Red Wings games. They allow student interpreters to come in and volunteer. So that's what I've been doing for the past 4 weeks. It's been cool. I really like baseball, so that's a cool opportunity. And it's a different environment than I think anyone gets exposed to as a student. So I really enjoy my time there. I also am the ongoing interpreter for Sunday school, which is something I never saw for myself, but I truly enjoy that assignment. I enjoy being the interpreter for it and knowing this is something I'm okay at, and I enjoy the environment. I did chip class throughout the semester. I am a student interpreter for Cuban admissions, and I did a lot of medical checkouts on observations. I was able to help them throughout the community. The hours. The hours includes everything everyone's been talking about: debriefs, preps, videos. I actually had some cool time to work with the NIC prep work. If you don't know what certification is, start looking into that. It's important and it's good. It'd be good to at least know what you're getting yourself into. Supervision time, class, spin meeting, and the science stream. C hours. For observations, I did many different settings, mostly medical, a lot of educational, business, religious, convocation here, athletics, and I worked with a range of deaf people with minimal language to all the way up to deaf professionals. Note to self, you cannot take pictures of your clients unless they give you permission, so enjoy my clip art of the settings I was in. How did I strengthen my connection to the deaf community? Go to RIT events, become friends with RIT students. Even though some of you may not do the same thing that we did in our cohort, go out and make sure you're meeting other students because you guys are eventually going to be in this profession together, and you might as well set up those connections now so you don't walk into an assignment person and go, I've never met you before, let's hope this works out well, we teamed it together. Going to events in the community, there's always stuff going on in Rochester. I know we say Rochester's not the only deaf community, but if this is where you're doing your internship, be aware of what's going on. I'm sure if you ask the right people, you will find out. Also, soft skills. If you don't know what soft skills are, get them. It's people skills. Make sure you're being friendly. Make sure you're getting to know your clients and consumers and putting on a good face, I like to say. It's really important that you're putting your reputation out there of not only yourself, your school, and your mentor, so you want to make sure that's the best perspective they have of you. Hardest lessons I've learned, I know there's a lot of them, I'm real sorry. You're going to have off days. I think that was the hardest thing for me because for the first time you guys are out in the community and you realize, I'm supposed to be an adult now, I have to be professional, this is not acceptable, you're not a student anymore. And you have to kind of sit down and realize it's okay to have off days, you're still human. And this is the first time you're doing anything on this scale. So it's okay to not know what you're doing right away and kind of getting the feel for what it's like to be a real interpreter out in the community and be professional. Don't be late. Just don't do it. The circumstances happen, car troubles happen. I know I was a commuter from here to Rochester. Don't do it. It's embarrassing and it doesn't look good and it just makes you feel really happy about yourself because that's not what you want. And interpreters will not let you sit in an assignment if you come late. Some of them will, some of them won't. It depends on the assignment, but just word to the wise. If you don't be late, you might be able to step you, so take the opportunity. Don't be so hard on yourself. As interpreters, we are our own biggest critics, and I especially know that about myself, watching my own work throughout the semester and how it's grown. I still find the same mistakes, and people told me, but this was good. And I said, yeah, but this was bad. So that's okay, but just try and take some positives out of your work and not just negatives. Don't overwork yourself, because a lot of the times I was catching up, I was doing 12, 13-hour days of observations and working and observations and working. And by the end of the weekend, I would sleep, and then Monday do it all over again. So just make sure you're balancing your time so you're not totally getting overwhelmed by stuff. If you don't get hired by an agency, do not take it personally. It is not an attack upon your soul, I promise you. You're still a good person. It's just maybe not your right time to start working for an agency. They want you to get some more experience, be out there in the community, and then come back a few months later and you'd be surprised at how much your work is grown. Remember that everyone's on your side, whether it's your students, your teacher, your mentors, people out in the community. People want to see you be successful. No one wants to see you crumble and just fall to the wayside. So it's important that you talk through your problems and stuff, because as interpreters we take on a lot of pieces and you don't want to do that because you fall apart. So just being aware that you have people on your side. So the best memories. I take the entire internship as a great experience and a great memory that I think I'm going to keep with me for a really long time. Being able to have this experience in internship, I was able to see so many aspects of the field we're going into. And for me, I think that's really important because I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a theatrical interpreter, and this is it, and I'm so gung-ho, let's do this. And now, having the experiences I've had, I'm become more of a generalist. I'm willing to take medical. I'm willing to do more educational now. And that's something I didn't foresee for myself necessarily. I thought, no, I'm really goofy and I'm really open and I love science and I love the more playful aspects of ASL, being able to be more comfortable in my own skin. So being more on the professional side of business meetings and educational settings and stuff kind of definitely changed my perspective on myself. And I appreciate everyone that I've interacted with throughout internship. I know I'm crazy. So if you dealt with me for this long and we're still friends, aces. What did I learn? I learned to trust myself a little bit more. On the assignments I started at the beginning of the semester, I was very weary to put my hands up. My mentor had full confidence in me, and I didn't have confidence in myself saying, no, you're the interpreter, you need to do this. And she goes, but you can do this. So it took me a long time to get to that point of, okay, I can just step in, put my hands up, and go. And I know that's really scary as a student because you're told, no, you're not qualified, don't do that yet. So that was a big thing for me. Reminding myself I can do this. Everyone needs to remind themselves, you are qualified, you can do this. You may struggle, and that's okay, but you're still able to get through it. I learned about some new settings I'm comfortable with, and interpreting literally is the coolest profession I think anyone can go into, and I know that sounds super cheesy, but normally people get overwhelmed and they go, I don't know if this is for me. I did not have one of those faltering thoughts at all. All I can think of, this is going to be awesome for the rest of my life, and I want confidence in it. My advice for next year's students, be a generalist. Like I said, make sure, even if you're set up with one place, make sure you're getting more exposure to different settings. Don't just limit yourself, because you're worth getting a full experience after an internship. Learn to trust yourself in whatever way you see fit. Some of these are from my mentor, and her biggest mantra was, you could do anything for an hour. As an interpreter, I know we go from job to job, and there's going to come up times where you're going to get placed on an assignment you necessarily aren't the most comfortable with, or you don't think you're the best fit, but you've accepted it and you need to go and you need to be the interpreter. So you may struggle through it, and it may be the worst hour of your life, but you still did it for an hour. So that's just friendly advice. Have an outlet or a hobby. I know internship can be really stressful for us seniors. And it's really important that you do something else not ASL related, because you're going to overwork yourself and overload yourself. And even though it is the greatest profession, don't overkill yourself with it. Have other outlets. Just breathe. I know it's hard. I know it's crazy, but breathing is important. Finding your center. And just enjoy the time you have left. I know this is the kind of wayside onto, we're going into the professional setting now and you don't get to be a kid anymore, but enjoy the time you have left of it. Take everything in for what it is and just make the most of every day.